wow, yippee yo, yippee yay, pow wow, yippee yo, yippee yay.
Pow wow, yo, yippee yay, guys. It's pile number 42. And as always, I'm super excited to be with you guys as today we're going to deep dive into the love of the community, then talk about what's happening on SwissBorg Network with a lot of amazing news regarding the thematics, about launching the layer 2 and talking about how important this play is for us. And of course, celebrate a little bit some trick or treats and who will be potentially the winners. That'll be announced soon about the great October 31st Halloween trading contests. As you guys know, my name is Cyrus Fazel. I'm the proud founder and CEO of SwissBorg, always here to serve you. And big shout outs to our dear friend CryptoCG8 for this wonderful, wonderful t-shirt. I don't know if you guys can check it out, but it has the love of the Rockets and of course of cash and diming hands, because you know that the community of SwissBorg, many of you guys are here in the good days, here in the bad days, here in every day, and I think so this is exactly how you believe to get to success in life. It's you have to work every day, even if it's a small amount, but every day work it out. Think positive, think what's the end vision, and always remember you one thing: the future is bright if you decide so. Community sentiment of the week is that, of course, everyone is extremely excited about many things about SwissBorg, but one is all about the cards. We talked about how the layer 1 is important, the way to provide payment coming in and out into SwissBorg. And this for us has been something that we tackle in a very good way. We talked about this last week. If you want more information, just follow the video last week. And Tom WT, thank you. Best move, bravo. Russell Mack, as always, yes, cool to have this card on SwissBorg. And I think so. This is obviously something very, 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 very important. There has been as well, obviously, whenever we launch some things, and this is why I love this show, is about talk about honesty. And some people said, such as Spyro and Crypto Ali, that €5 essentially is quite a high, the minimum spending. Because if you look at the rates, we're much cheaper than essentially every platform for topping up. There's no other platform. If you look at MoonPay, other guys, way more expensive. The minimum spending, it is true that like someone tries it out with €100 and there's €5 that essentially, is taken from him. It's probably not the best way. So we'll think about ways during the bull, maybe for the first drop that, your first spending, you won't have that much amount of fees, or maybe we'll have some, some cash back with CHSB or something like that. But I think so this is a good way of always throwing out great products, building these great businesses, and having a constant feedback with you guys. So, nevertheless, again, just to please take into consideration that if you look at any competitors, it's exactly the same. We're not necessarily targeting people who have €100 yet, right? Like the Tesla, you start with some cars, some little bit less fancy cars, and a little bit less fancy, then a little bit less fancy, and then eventually you get to mass adoption with a scaling product. We are still not at that right far stage. We're still in the middle. So it's true that for those who just tried out, 100 might be the best. But anyways, in the bull market, if they're taking those €5, performance will drive them in a way that they'll see like, well, okay, next time I'll just try maybe with €500. And then if it's only €5 that's taken, or €10, it's only 2%, right? So and then CHSB maybe as a new way. We'll just find ways essentially to make sure that it's fair, it's fun, and it's community centric. Talking about community centric, member of the week is Nicoleg. Another one knows that Nicoleg is most probably SwissBorg loving auditor. The ones that reminds that sometimes things are not done in the perfect way. And Nick, I would love to encourage this, but at the same time, always do this with a kind-hearted way, and actually you do it. So obviously, only love from my end. But yeah, Nick has been, I mean, a great person, and I continue to show that we have a lot of space in your heart and you have a lot of space in ours. So please continue to be who you are. Express your ideas always in a respectful way. Try to be kind enough and not a slightly less, maybe, how we say it, opinionated, or say a slightly less way judgmental about some of your facts. But nevertheless, massive fan of yourself, and thank you for making SwissBorg what it is today. Big announcement of the week, and this is quite crazy. The Thematics is obviously been available to Genesis, and now it's been released to other different kinds of premium tiers. And I think so. This is something really, 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 really big. Internally, there was a lot of debate saying, "Oh, we're never going to be able to release it." And you know what? The devs, the product, the guys, they were able to find solutions how to scale this baby. And I'm really, really glad that today almost anyone within the SwissBorg Net will be able to get into the thematics. It's going to be a great, great, great thing. What you should understand by the thematics is that there's been some criticism, which is that you don't get a yield yet on the thematics. It's always good to wait for the end product to be perfect and beautiful. Here, you get exposure to 12 different blockchains right now at this price. That 5-8% staking, let's say, on most of these chains or less on some, is not going to make a big difference when the train is taking off. Since the launch, there's 10-15% that has been done just in a short amount of time. So I wouldn't wait to have the perfect, class 1 ticket to hop on the train. I would just hop in right away, obviously understanding this is a very volatile market, could go anyways, but to get in and then start to build on with DCA or to understand how to diversify it from other different products that we have in the SwissBorg app. But I think so it's very important for people to not always wait the end goal game, because the end goal game is that you will miss a big portion of a lot of different these tokens that will give a great exposure to what Web3 is going to be in the next months and in the next years. So that's my advice. Obviously, doing your own research, make sure that you enjoy and understand essentially every different crypto within the lovely thematic Web3, and we'll be talking about some of them in the next episodes. SwissBorg Link competition trick or CHSB. I can tell you one thing, this was super popular. 11,000 exchanges, 3 more than the previous Sundays, twice the trade volume among standard, explorer, and community premium users. And one reward goes to a lucky person that would be drawn. I don't want to reveal it because this will be on Twitter, but it shows one thing that's very important. First, we have a strong community. Second, if there's quests, people feel an envy to do something. Third, if there's a little prize, it makes all this thing more fun. And around this theme makes it really fun. And I can't unveil what we're thinking, but I would like to have your thoughts. Do you believe that if we have more of these competitions, or more importantly, we build quests that can enable people to do different things, and by doing these different tasks, people could get rewarded? Is this something you really like to see on the app? Because Crew 3 has been a great way to grow the community, and so many different tournaments or ornaments has been done, and I think this is amazing. But would you like to guys see this more in the app, a way that you could potentially get to create your own hero score and get rewarded with the right yields on CHSB thanks to what you're committing? And to have maybe something as well with a community score, it'll be a great way to have like a double yield. This is something that we've talked about a long time on SwissBorg and how this meritocratic system could be built. But I want to hear your thoughts, and if you had like different quests which were to be built in the app, what would the quest look like? Just throw random ideas, and we'll love to hear your feedback from that. and see how this could be potentially possible in the next chapters to be written on the SwissBorg app. Product updates. This is going to be a big one. Chapter 2, layer 2 is all about automation. Automation comes from the smart engine, being able to buy and sell the best prices. Automation, essentially, that is included in a lot of different things within SwissBorg. And today, automation regarding how to behave for buying and selling and trading in general. Yes, the price alerts being launched last week for a few Genesis, but I'm very excited to tell you that this is going to be unveiled to the other essentially premium tiers, and you're going to finally be able to have your own price alerts. I have already did a lot of one on SwissBorg token and other ones. I have some crazy dairy goals that I like to get to. I have the ones that are more cautious. I have ones that I put as well for essentially being able to trade for stop losses, or making sure if a support has been unfortunately broken or a resistance has been broken, then I'll buy or sell different assets that I like to trade time to time with. So this is a very good way to start looking at how to essentially be able to build your portfolio, trade a bit more, be more active, take some dairy risks sometimes on different assets in order to essentially accrue a better performance. So what's your thoughts on this? What I always say is look at different support resistance, look at different goals that you guys like to have, and be able to react on that basis. Event update. Very excited to talk about that. We're having a smart cafe tomorrow at 7:30. Come join CryptoPhil and Coach Garner on our French channel. It's going to be a lot of fun. There's a community meetup on Geneva, which is going to happen on this Friday with Christelle. It's going to be really cool. And it's going to be in the Latino house. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Community meetup in Valais, which will happen the following weeks at 6:30 at the Bodega with CryptoPhil. And then we'll be as well in Solana breakpoints from the 4th to the 7th. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Chart of the week, another interesting one to talk about, which is essentially the best users we ever had is the people are here since day one. And you know what? That makes 100% sense. You're probably one of those. If you're not, you see that those who didn't come during the bull are the people that are still here later. Where you see that people that came essentially in the bull, they essentially left for this time because, well, maybe they didn't understand the whole game. Maybe they had a bad experience because they invested and they didn't make some great returns, and now they're a bit disappointed from that. Or just people that came in and, you know, don't have the sufficient time. But we've seen that in general, what it is that the stickier users are those who don't look this as just a chapter, a small chapter of their life, but people that essentially engage into the Web3 and understand the bigger importance about building its wealth, but as well building this planet in a better, decentralized, and a fairer way. Okay, weekly CHSB and data. Obviously, this has been a crazy week for SwissBorg token. As you guys know, there's been quite a great amount of premium, 100 more than from last week, which is really good. We have roughly the same 200 million staked and the premiums, and we have 408 million, which brings us to 76%, by the way, locked in those two different programs. 25% big increase, which that is fantastic. What is very interesting to see as well is obviously the protect and choose is big, but we finally have 145,000 people in the app that hold SwissBorg token. I think this is a great number to celebrate. Congrats to all of you guys. Brings us to CHSB data. Have we done better from the previous week? Yes, we have, and the score is back in the game. This is great news, guys. Congratulations to all of you. CHSB growing, the volume of growing, app activity growing, social media not doing too well. Come on, guys, let's wake up. Let's share the love. CHSB holders growing and invitations grown a lot as well. That makes me very, very happy, and I'm sure you too. I'm very excited to say this has been a really great week for SwissBorg, a great week for us in general, for the whole community, you guys. I mean, last week has been, I mean, every week we're just launching and launching from the to earn to thematics through the top up with cards, through now the new way to have price alerts. There's so much to be done and so much that has been done, and there's so much more to come. And that's why I'm always very, very excited. What I really want as well to thank is these small intentions, these things that, make me that wake up every morning and do like, I'm going to do that extra thing. That little extra thing that makes you from something ordinary to something extraordinary. And that extra, guys, it's you. I mean, thank you very much, CryptoCG78, for this. Thank you, all of you guys, always for watching. Thank you guys for sharing. Thank you guys for being active in the community. That big extra, again, makes us extraordinary. And with that, there's so much hope. There's so much strength that was put with this hope, and there's so much more to be done. Last Friday I was at this EY Entrepreneur final contest, and it was all about the best entrepreneur in Switzerland. I was in the finalists for the emerging entrepreneurs, and unfortunately I didn't win. Nano Live was the company that won, which is great. Great for them. Very hard to compare the different businesses, which one is doing something strongly B2B in the medtech, where we're doing this thing in B2C in crypto. But nevertheless, anyways. But I thought about, why would I work 5 times more than a lot of people on this planet? Why would I put so much devotion, so much time and energy in my work? Is because for me it's not work. For me it's part of my journey, part of my identity, part of my essentially my will to not accept the status quo, think out of the box, try to grow and become a billionaire, right? And the billionaire that I want to be is not to have $1 billion, but to help 1 billion people. And this is exactly what the whole Web3 chapter is about. Is right now we've seen so many things that on this planet that doesn't work at all. Web3 is not going to change all of that, but it could open that conversation that could then enforce different ways to think and different ways to act, and hopefully eventually create this peer-to-peer culture that we do not have to always ask for authorization. We could really freely think, freely build, and more importantly, freely do business with any people around the world in a fair way where our users, our community gets rewarded. And I think so. This is the big dream that makes me wake up every morning, wear these different t-shirts, and have this wonderful smile. Like always, guys, be healthy, be wealthy, and love our CHSB. Take care, guys. Bye.
For some, love is a strong feeling. What if you could send it from point A to point B? 0 borders, 0 time, 0 fees. For us, love is sending crypto. Just send it. Now with Smart Send. Engineered in Switzerland by SwissBorg.